Girl, let's talk about it. Did you hear them talking about it? Oh my God, did you know this?
Oh my God, Shani Lavely and Nicole. Shani Lavely and Nicole on a roll. Lighting up the screen, the vibe is full. Shani Lavely and Nicole, let's go. Kicking down doors, we make some noise. Grown folks talk with truth and voice. Doing it big, turning up the flow. Shani Lavely and Nicole, you know. Oh yeah, it's Shani Lavely and Nicole. Oh yeah, it's Shani Lavely and Nicole. Everywhere. Shani Lavely and Nicole, oh yeah. Grown top vibes, the moment is here.
Thank you for tuning in.
Let me tell you why Africans created polygamy. Even today, for every one male child, there's 2 to 3 female male children. Well, it was the same 1,000 years ago. The Africans decided, what do we do with the surplus Muslim population? Female population. Europe took the surplus female population and made them whores and prostitutes. Africa didn't do that. Africa said those who can afford to and could properly take care of should marry more than one woman, so that your female population get the same opportunity to have families and children like any other element of the population, and you don't develop that whore class, prostitute class that developed in Europe.
And for the men who are arguing for polygamy, I got something for you. I just found out today that the first person in the Bible to introduce polygamy was Lamech. Lamech was a descendant of Cain, of Cain's bloodline. So y'all are literally out here trying to mimic your lives after the very person who also did the very first kill in the history of life, in the history of humanity. Your hero comes from the bloodline of the first person to ever murder someone when there was only 4 people on the entire planet. Y'all always like to reference the Bible as great men of God having multiple wives, but you don't finish the story. Every man who had multiple wives, that lifestyle led them to destruction. It led them to certain desires that led them away from God. So the next time you want to argue the benefits of polygamy, finish the story. And remember that the father of polygamy is also related to the father of the first kill. Congratulations. Be louder about your opinions and your thoughts, because now we can see from a distance the type of men that you admire and you want to be like.
But I'm going to say this. Everybody is not meant to have multiple wives. That is an ancient culture. It is practiced amongst our people. It can be very, very beneficial, but it can be very devastating and destroying too if the woman or the women is not true to themselves, but most importantly, if the man is not true to himself and true to his word. But it will build character. It depends on what you're doing it for. You doing it for legacy building, or you doing it because you're full of lust and you just want to have sex with multiple people. And that would tell because you're going to keep adding wives. So I would say, for my men, just be very, very careful, be very, very intuitive, have spiritual discernment with that. And if a woman will allow herself to be in that culture and to share you, that is nothing to frown upon or look down upon or take advantage of. That's a serious trust that she's giving you. And I'm saying that from a person, and I don't want to give relationship advice at all, because I'm still learning how to be a good man to a woman. I'm learning as we go. And you see what I'm saying? So I don't want to get on here and give relationship advice, because I had a bunch of failed relationships. So I'm learning and I'm growing. And what I'm noticing is, it's cool. It's a beautiful thing, but it have to be done right. And the intentions have to be there. The character have to be there. And the man have to be willing to be the man, which means protect, provide, produce, bring provisions, and just be proactive in his thinking. And she have to do her role, which is to help complete the man. The man build the house, the woman make it a home. The man provide the food, she turns it into a meal. I think it can be a good thing if culture is in play and if you're doing it for the right reasons. But if you just being a youngin and you just looking at it to have multiple women because you just have this urge to lust and want to get your rocks off, it will end in a disaster. And
Yeah.
I'm telling the people that from personal experience as well. So I'm speaking from a place of just personal experiences. And I think if we share things like that, it'll help everybody else out. So I would say this: don't go looking for multiple women. Be the man you're supposed to be. And men are very, very electric, and women are very, y'all have this magnetic field around y'all that's crazy. So it will look like that the man found a woman, but that woman actually gravitated and pulled that man. So be who you are, build up your character, make sure that you are self-sustaining, make sure that you are able to provide for yourself, make sure that you're able to cook for yourself, do everything that you want that woman to do for you. Make sure that you can do it for yourself first. And then when you be that and you in that, you will attract that woman.
Exactly.
And then if you have more to your cup is just overflowing, then another one will come.
That's how life works, right?
That's how it works. So don't be pouring don't be pouring though from a half-filled cup trying to please a bunch of women. You will never get no sleep. You will be drained, and you will start missing pieces of yourself. So it don't work for everybody, but I am pro polygyny though. I do believe in having multiple partners, but it's not for everybody.
And everybody has to do what works for them.
The same thing with the diet that we was talking about.
Yeah, I love that.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, what's up? What's
out there?
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Unfiltered at 5 with Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. What's up? Hey, Valon. What's going on?
Valon,
oh my goodness.
You always here. You always here wilding out with us. It never fails.
The first one in the room. Always the first one in the room. Well, happy Monday, everybody. And I think we got a pretty interesting topic today. We don't talk about this. We don't hear this one being talked about a lot, do you?
No, and I don't know too much about this topic.
Well, we about to talk about it and we about to learn about it. We're going to learn about it too while we talk about it and everything. And maybe in the comments, y'all can, if y'all have experienced, So we're talking about the historical and cultural roots of polygamy. So imagine a world where marriage isn't just between two people, where love, loyalty, and legacy intertwine among many. From ancient kings with vast harems to modern communities quietly keeping the tradition alive, polygamy has been a part of human history far longer than monogamy ever was. Wow. Mm-hmm. But what drove societies to embrace multiple partners? Was it about love, survival, wealth, or power? And why, despite its deep roots, does polygamy remain one of the most controversial topics in today's world? In this episode, we are peeling back the layers of culture, faith, and history to uncover the historical and cultural roots of polygamy. Let's dive in, because to understand polygamy's past is to question what we believe about love in relationships today. Let's get started. I said a lot. I said a lot. I know it was a lot.
So, I mean, it's having multiple partners, basically. It's having multiple people in one relationship, seeing if you can rock out like that. Now, can that just be, can we just cheat and do the same thing?
I was about to say, I think like in a way, can we, or do you have I get that question, or do the two people have an understanding? Hey, we bring in someone else in this relationship and everything, and from time to time,
I think that's, what I think would be easy. I think if everybody kind of knew who everybody was, it's like I think I'm like a dude to a certain degree. I might be a woman in how I look, but I am a dude in heart, because I don't feel like, if I'm seeing men and I'm seeing multiple, you best believe they know about each other. Like I don't have the energy to sit around and go, oh, I'm going over, I'm going to be over at my girlfriend's house and we're going to be kicking Bobo. But then I'm going to slide through over here. And because after a while, it just becomes confusing. So I get it when they say, let everybody know everybody so we can all get along cozy and comfy. Now, the part that I disconnect from is I don't know how I feel about, somebody weenie sliding in me and sliding in another girl and sliding in another girl. That's probably where I'd be like, I don't know though, because that's a lot of sliding.
So when you say this person, you seeing this person know about this person, and that person know about that person. Like, what you mean? Like, you mean like y'all dating and kicking it, or you mean like y'all? What do you mean? Like,
so it's just like anything. So if you're in a relationship with somebody, y'all decide y'all. Now, I will say this: I have been in a relationship where we have swung, and I don't think it's any different than swinging.
Swinging, yeah.
And, they have to know the person. They both have to know about each other, because in a swinging situation, you already know that y'all finna be doing some swinging type stuff, Listen, and God, y'all, whoever's watching this show, don't go run a mile with the topic, okay? Because some of y'all get so literal and politically correct. This is an Filtered at 5 show. This is some shit I've done in my life. You know what I'm saying? So some shit I've done, and it is what the hell it is. Okay.
Hey, no judgment.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it when you have to have that conversation, and then they can't be like jealousy. You're going to be mad. You're going to be asked, because once you do it, you can't be like, so was it good to you? Did you like her better? Was she a little wetter? Was she a little warmer? You can't do that. It's supposed to be a done situation. It's done and over with.
No, polygamy. But I was about to say, polygamy it's not for everyone. When I think of the word polygamy, it's different, more than 2 people having a relationship and everything. Like, I've seen it where they have videos like 4 or 5 people in a relationship all at one time and stuff like that. Hey, that's not, it ain't for everybody. It's not for everybody. And a conversation, and if you are going to decide that you're going to do something like that, then there needs to be an understanding, okay, between that you and that person, that, hey, this is what we're doing. We're bringing another person in our relationship and everything. And this is, this is what it is. I sleep with her. I sleep with you now, and that type of thing. And we don't get jealous and we don't do crazy stuff and stuff like that. Now that this is not for. Now I do think that some people just use it as an excuse just to sleep around with people and everything, because you don't want to be with just one person. So, why not just stay single then and do what you want to do?
Well, because some people still want the idea of a relationship type situation. You know what I mean? They want to still have the relationship type stuff going on. Like, I think that's what it is. But I think it has to be fair on men and women's side. You can't just say, I'm going to be out here doing X, Y, Z, but I don't want you doing the same thing. That's why I said it's this understanding. Because you go back to historical times, like in Africa. In Africa, this still goes on, where one king has multiple women. In India, it's still practiced where one man has multiple women. But the key to the whole thing is they all know about each other. There's nobody hiding. That you have to be able, the rule of thumb is you have to be able to take care of each woman equally. Not like they do it over here in America, honey, where these dudes out here is broke as shit and they want to come out here and have a relationship and can't even pay somebody's light bill. We're not doing that. If you're going to be open and running all over the place, then that means we should be a balanced field where I'm not wanting, she ain't wanting, her ain't wanting, and we all getting along. We eating dinner together. We sitting down and chopping it up together. You see what I'm saying?
All 3 y'all are in a relationship. You in a relationship with that woman, that man in a relationship, all y'all in a whole relationship. So
we taking STDs tests at the same time. We going out. But then the thing is, what happens when one of the partner steps outside?
That good question.
You know what I'm saying? That happens too.
Yep. And Micaiah, hey, it seems like polygamy is more common for men having multiple women, but not women having multiple men.
Exactly. That's what I just said. That's what I just said. You can't do it that way. You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna be, Mike Sharon is not Karen. You can't just be out here wilding out. If you're gonna say you're in this kind of religion, you already have, because some men are greedy. They get 4 women, they want 5. You get 10 women, they want 11. You see what I'm saying? You got to know when to draw the line. You look at Neo. You know, Neo is in a situation where he's kicking it with a lot of women, but then Neo's money is long. He can take care of all these women. I'm sure ain't none of them hurting for nothing. Hell, I'd be a part of his roster. You see what I'm saying? Come on, let's do it. Because you just don't attach the feelings, because it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. I mean, it's like I said, it ain't for everybody. It definitely it for damn sure ain't for me.
For me, I just think people gonna do what they want. And you think about the time you spend trying to just keep a man being faithful. You know what I'm saying? You find a man, he love you, but his attention is always somewhere, because it's always going to be somebody prettier, sexier, cuter. You know what I'm saying? And these men out here, they got Roman eyes and Roman penises. I mean, they roam. And if it's roaming already, why sit there and beat your brain into a wall to try to figure out what it's doing? Just say, let's call it what it is, and just be open and just be honest. But a lot of men don't want that either. They don't want to share the woman either.
Well, I can understand that. I mean, like I said, I can understand that, it's not for me. And any man that I'm just saying that this is just me. Any man that wants me, now you can look, but as long as you being respectful to me, I mean, because like I said, cheat, because we both know cheating is a choice. Yeah, cheating is a choice. So you choose. Hey, I'm gonna go out and sleep, and I'm gonna go out and be deceptive and sleep with this woman and everything, with knowing damn well you have a girlfriend at home. That's a choice. So
what if your dude comes to you and he says, we've been dating for a minute. Let's say y'all been dating for a year or two. He come to you and he's like, I just want to try something a little different. I mean, are you gonna flip out, flip a lid, jump out of a roof? What are you gonna say at that point? Are you gonna be like no, or are you gonna be like, let's give it a shot? Because
I wouldn't flip out, but I don't know. It depends on where we at in our life, and our marriage. Like if I'm married, it all depends on where we at in our relationship and everything. And I don't know.
So what's the difference?
So you saying you talking about you talking about basically you asking me would I have a threesome?
Would you have a threesome? Be honest.
I'm not gonna say I'm not against having a threesome. I'm not against having a threesome, but I'm against having a polygamous relationship. I'm not.
You don't want y'all to be dating, all to be dating.
No, I'm not open to letting someone into my relationship. I'm not. That's different. You can have a threesome. And let that be a one-time thing or whatever, or stuff like that, and then be done with that. And then versus having a whole relationship with 3 people. No, I'm not for a whole.
So if a man approached you and he said, let's say he a rich man, and he approached you and he say, I like you, you sexy, I got 3 other women and I like you too. And this is what we do. You will be taken care of, all bills paid. You ain't got to worry. You ain't got to do nothing. All I want you is to be in the house with all of us together. Your answer gonna be no?
Yes, because I know at this point in my life, I know what I want. And I know what I want. I don't want to be in a relationship
that's all over. Girl, let me tell you something.
I mean, you talking about. I mean, that all sounds nice and being rich and having money. Yeah, I probably would have my bills paid and everything and stuff like that. But I just know when you have your morals and everything, and you know what you want. That's what I want. So.
I guess for me, because I done spun the block. So, I done spun the block, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you relationships is draining. Let's just put that out there. They're draining. I wouldn't mind somebody splitting the work. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I might not want to go on a Tuesday or a Friday. You see what I'm saying? I might want to chill on a Friday. I might not want to roll over on Saturday.
You may not want to roll over. I mean,
go down the hall to Jane or Jill over there and let me rest today. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to cook all the time. I think the splitting up of I could be in Africa and have a husband. He had 6 wives. I promise you I could, and it wouldn't bother me none the least, because I figured it's all divided. Then I ain't got to be hurting my damn head about, you know what I'm saying, like all this extra stuff. Like in the relationships that I've been in, they're draining. They're like, oh my God, you know what else? You guys might calling your name all the time. Somebody telling you to sit down all the time. Somebody they want to cuddle. They want to rub feet. They want to do this. They want to, you know, it's all this do's and do's and do's and do's. Sometimes I want to be like, I don't want to do that. I just don't want to. I just want to sit down somewhere and just eat some donuts, be fat for a minute. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get that. You done been through life longer than me, and you've had relationships and everything, but I just want to go through. I never been married, so I want to go through that experience. Of course, I want to have that experience and everything. I mean, with y'all come in the comments, y'all come off the comments and everything, and put in the chat and everything how y'all feel about polygamy and polygamy relationships. What are you doing? You having threesomes? You letting somebody in your relationship and everything? Y'all come off and tell us how you feel too. Like what's going on here?
Well, Valon said, yes, just downright whorish. In other words, it can't be dangerous. Unprotected sex plays a part. This is all true. Yes, it is. Mike says, so it's more about being resourceful and not
about love.
I feel like Mike. I feel like it's about being grown, if that's what you choose to do. And I'm not saying this is what I'm choosing to do right now, but what I'm saying is, if it was brought to my attention, and it wasn't a situation where it was no fighting, we ain't killing each other, we ain't out here bopping, because men lie like women do. You know what I'm saying? It has to be an understanding. We got to sit down, break bread, talk about this a little bit, how it works, the do's and don'ts. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that conversation, because you got to remember, this stuff may be one of them people in this relationship might be pregnant. One might not be pregnant.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got to think about and consider those things too. I don't know if I'll be comfortable with you got her pregnant, you got me pregnant, you got one pregnant.
You just rubber belly. You just
right.
You hungry today? You want something? You just be the nice other woman in the relationship.
Yeah.
I guess that's how that works. Balon said, peace of mind, and it can't be confusing and the mind-blowing collision. Well, like I said, it ain't for everybody. It's just not something that's for everybody.
And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little shocked by you, Shelly, by you saying
why,
this.
girl. I just, I've lived this life.
I don't know. You seem like very. I mean, you're a little dominant. So,
but I'm dominant, but then I also could be submissive. You know what I'm saying? If I think for me, it's more like in relationships that I've been in my life of living. I've had to carry them. I'm the man and the woman all the time. Okay. If I can sit back, baby, and kick rocks and have somebody lead, and I ain't got to be worried about it, girl, I'm not going to. I'm gonna say, honey, Jesus, take the wheel, let him take it. But when I got to be the instructor, that's a lot. Like, I don't want to be the instructor. I don't want to have to give all the information and always be the one. Let one of them other women tell you what you need to go do. And then I'm sitting back getting my nails done on a Sunday. I'm
sorry, but yeah, I feel like this comment coming up here. I'm with her. I'm about to read it. Micaiah said, I can't do a polygamy relationship. I love hard and could not be okay with sharing my man with or without my knowledge. And that's me too. I can't, I'm not sharing my man. I'm sorry. We're not doing no sharing. We're not sleeping with this one, that one, the other one, and this and that. Because see, men don't like it when men hate it. They want to be able to. They think they're allowed to go out and sleep with everything in their walk, but let us do it. Let us do it. It's a whole nother different story.
So why not take out the headache? You're just removing the headache. That's what you're removing. You're removing the headache of having to wonder if he's doing it. You know how many women sit down during the day and just call they man every 5 minutes to his head start hurting because they checking in. They not checking in. I don't want to check in. I don't want to check in no more. I'm checked out. I don't want to check in. I don't want to call somebody and tell them where I'm going. I don't. I want the man to trust me. If I'm gone, I'm just gone. And then when I get back, I get back.
So you just want to be. So you want to just have the freedom to say, hey, why not just say, hey, I do what I want to do. I don't check in with nobody. What's wrong with that?
That's a lot of checking in. I don't like checking in at all. I don't like it. I ain't even gonna lie. I've hated that all ever since I've been dating. I've always hated that, and it irritates me when somebody calls me and say, "Where you at?" That makes my head hurt. I'm like, why?
Because you just feel like you. I mean, you do. I think you because you feel like you just grown and you don't have to. You don't have to.
If I tell you one time,
nobody.
no. If I tell you one time, I'm not calling you every stop and saying, "Oh, I'm over here. Oh, I went to Walmart."
Now I do agree.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
do agree with you that is excessive. I do agree that is excessive.
If you got 5 wives, you ain't gonna be worried about where I'm at. You're gonna be you'll be keeping up with them. I'm gone. I'm just out of the building for the day. That's my story. That's what I'm sticking to.
Okay, Mike I do agree with that. That is a bit excessive, like checking in. I've had a relationship where I've had a man call me every second of the day and stuff like that. Like if you got to call me every second of the day, that's a problem. You don't trust your man. You don't trust me. You got to know your man, and man, you got to know your woman. If your woman tell you she going to work and she can't have her phone, she going to work. If she tell you I'm going to the nail shop to get my nails done, I'm going to the nail shop to get my nails done. If I tell you I'm going to the mall, that's where I'm going. Now I don't agree. You shouldn't be all over me, like sweating me. Like in the relationships, you give each other space. You know,
a whole lot of space.
You give each other space.
Another room sometime.
But you be respectful. But you be respectful. You be respectful of your partner too. You know, you be respectful of your partner too. So,
I think every man and every woman should have a boom boom room in their house. When you go over there and you Warsaw, and I go over here and I Warsaw, because sometimes I don't want to look at you. Sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with being mad. Sometimes I don't want to be bothered. I like to have my own time. Mike Green said, what about those 7 menstrual cycles being active at the same time? Laugh out loud. He said, it is said women living together usually have their cycles at the same time. Mike, that is absolutely insane.
Right.
Well, ain't nobody having a whole bunch of cycles.
Right.
Lon said, amen. Oh, wait. I did something with his comment. Hold on. He said, amen, Micaiah. I agree with you, sister.
She said, Milan Worthy, yes, thanks. And Mike said, Shelly round here pimping, baby. Pimping. He said, you're welcome, Matt. Yeah.
Let me tell you, I just keep it a buck. I just feel like, you know, if it was presented to me, I would be like, okay. Because you know what I'm saying?
You're open to it.
I'm open to it. I just don't want the headache. Now you can't flip the script midstream now, you know, because when it's presented, we're gonna have 5 girls and 5 men. We're gonna be a whole tent. It's gonna be a group. It's gonna be a group decision. But see, like the way it's supposed to work for a man, he got 5 girls and there's only one him. No, I want it to be 5 and 5. Let's just be in rotation.
So you want options too. So you want
I could be one woman with 5 men now.
Yeah, I don't know. So you saying you want woman and you want 5 men. You want to have some options too. And so like, yeah,
let me pick them.
I don't know about I don't know everybody. You can't let everybody all up inside you. I'm sorry.
Wear condoms.
No. I don't give a damn about.
I don't know what might stroke a little bit. What might
everybody can't have access to this. Everybody can't have access to this pussy.
But girls, what if you got one that do something better than the other one?
No.
You know how you sit around with your girlfriend. Stop playing, Leah Nicole. You know you sit around with your girlfriend. Sometimes, girl, he gave good head, and there be another girl. He don't beat this.
Yeah, I've compared before between the partners and everything, but I'm not. But that's a little different having 5 men and hey, you give me head and you get this, you slipping this thing here good and no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing all that.
Y'all hear me when I tell you.
Everybody, just because clean on the outside, that don't mean clean on the inside. Okay?
But you know, you don't just jump in those stuff like that without going to the clinics. Y'all, you know, you got to go to the clinic first. It's a process. You ain't just out here running around just doing the do. Just off general, you know, you gotta go take some tests.
But it's not just that. It ain't just that too. It ain't just that too. Remember that little situation you described on Saturday at that party? Yeah, let me remind
with the cheese,
you. With the cheese, with the cheese.
Oh,
baby, that was disgusting. You know, I couldn't eat for a whole day when you tell me.
You didn't want no cheese, did you? You didn't want no cheese on none of your sandwiches, right?
No, I don't. Okay. I definitely don't want my man to have no cheese either.
Let me tell you, some men need to wash a little harder. Some men just need to get circumcised. But you know, it's cultural. You know, in Africa, Jamaica, certain places, they don't believe in that. In the islands, that is not something that men do. They don't cut off all they skin. They leave the skin on. It's supposed to cover it up. But down in America, you know, they say, oh, take it off the poor little child. And when the child is born, they strip the child of his penis. You know, that's not, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it ain't supposed to be done. You know, maybe you're supposed to have all that stuff down there. We just don't know. Because I know in countries, they don't do that.
I know. I definitely know in certain cultures, they don't make the men get circumcised. But no, I'm not with all that.
But it do. You got to roll the skin back and clean it. That's the problem. That's what the cheese was created from. The cheese came from
that was disgusting. That was disgusting. That was disgusting.
This is definitely an inside one. Yeah. But I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I think I could. I mean, and that's it. And when you get to an age, you just be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just get to where you just be like, okay, whatever. Like, I ain't trying to try to figure out if a brother cheating. You be lucky if you date me. I haven't asked you where you going. Because I don't be wanting, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's something that I got. If you hide in your phone all the time, I already know something wrong. I ain't got to ask.
Yeah.
Some things women just got the answer to and they act like they dodos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to,
that's true.
You ain't got to go out there and have an open relationship with 4-5 women. If you look at the rhythm of your man, you're gonna know when he's doing something retarded. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just know. We act
that's my thing is this. If I can't trust you, if you have everything got to be a damn secret and you got to hide your damn phone and I got to constantly keep an eye on you and stuff like that means I don't need to be with you.
Mm-hmm.
One is enough for me. One is enough for me. I don't need extra headaches, guys, or to let every man have one wife, point blank, period. I agree with you, Valon. I agree with you. One is enough for me too. Because that's another thing I have a problem with. Why am I not enough woman for you?
It ain't about that though. You see what I'm saying? It's not about that. It's not about you not being enough. It has nothing to do with that. Some of this stuff is culture. Now, I cannot say about being in America. Let me not speak for here. Mm-hmm. But some of this stuff in countries, these things are not looked upon as bad. It's just like in Jamaica, you can marry somebody that's 13. That here is like rape. But in the countries, it's not like that. So it's not about, we may look at it and say, oh, this is a bad thing in America. But in countries, they don't know nothing about what y'all talking about over here in America. To them, this is normal. This is normal to have a wife be taught by her ancestors how to have sex with you, how to touch her husband, how to hold. You heard Miss Hilda say it on Saturday, how to hug and caress, and you have your aunties teach you how. There's no difference. Now we come over here, these people come over here from foreign and they're told, oh, this is an indecent behavior, but it's not indecent if it's not indecent in certain places. You see what I'm saying? This is cultured in some places. Here, we make it like, oh my God, that's so bad. Mm-hmm. It's not bad. It's if you don't want it. It ain't for everybody. Now, what if you go marry an African man and this is his belief that is you, but it's you and others? They're not looking at it saying, this is a bad thing. They're looking at it and saying, this is culture for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you pick your poison. I get it if you want to be solo dolo. That's cool. But at some point, some men, they mind wander. They might look at TV, see a little naked girl running around. They want to see what the naked girl do. You know what I'm saying? Your mind goes left and right, I
get what you're saying completely about it being a cultural thing, but I have my belief. My belief.
I mean, I get it.
I have my beliefs in how I feel. That's where I say you're not the man. You're not the man for me.
I mean, I think that's the bigger thing. It's just saying that it's not what it is. And I'm not saying I'm gonna be running out here going, oh, let me go kick it with 5 girls and a guy. No, but I don't know if the offer ever hit the table, would I just be like, no? You see what I'm saying? Like,
I get it. Everybody has the right to, everybody has their feelings. We all have the right to change our minds and we all have the right to try experiences. I'm just saying, for me, that's the polygamous relationship is not for Aaliyah.
It ain't for her, honey. She said she ain't for her.
Now you can go if you want 10. I respect. I just don't understand why some men can't be honest. You can't just come up to me and be honest. If you come up and say I want 10 and I go up and I sleep around and I want to have I want you and I want this person, I want that person, I want the next person, then and if you want to do you, hey, I say okay, thank you. And you can go have your 10 and 5 and the different woman to each his own. But yeah.
She said she ain't doing it. She don't want to. She want to be solo dolo. And then when your dude go out and cheat, then you're gonna be like, oh my God, he cheated on me.
I said I'd be open. I said now if he came to me and asked me and had a threesome, now I said I might be open. I'll be open to that. But as far as a relationship with bring another male and another woman in my relationship, no, I'm not open to that.
You don't want to get married at the altar with 2 women and 2 brides dresses on?
No, I will be the only bride, only altar. I'll be the only one in a white dress. I'll be the only one.
You ain't wearing no white dress, girl. Stop playing.
White dress or whatever I have on at the damn wedding. Yeah, I won't be. There will be no multiple 2 women next to me, and we will not be marrying one man.
The next time I get married, I'm getting married in black. Get married in solid black and lace at that. And I'm talking about serious. Ain't gonna be no color in that dress, baby. It's gonna be black. She said, "Hey, ladies, the way the economy is in America, we might have to fight too for the sake of survival." Unc, I agree. I agree with you, darling. I agree. She said,
"I'm with the American culture. Then it lines up with the Bible. I think a lot of people who may want polygamy can't afford it, so they just cheat
instead. And she's right, because you know why? The ones that's cheating, they know that the girl they cheating with, she just want her nails and toes done. She don't give a shit. You know, he got to bring the money home to the wife, and then the girl on the side just get her nails and toes done. And he might be good enough to buy her a lace front if she's doing a good job.
Exactly.
That's the difference right there.
You said a word right there.
And you can't, they say, well, you can take care of all of them. And when I'm talking about culture, I'm talking about when people can take care of all of them equally and there's no confusion. Ain't nobody out here, everybody getting their nails and toes on at the same time. Ain't nobody running around here.
Someone said, when she backed up and she said, is polygamy legal in the U.S.?
No.
I mean,
no.
You talking about like as far as like marrying one person? No, you can't marry multiple. That's called, what's that word when you married to multiple? Bigamous, when the man
bigamous, and you go to jail here, honey. Don't mess around. You better go to Africa or Jamaica or Hindu or India somewhere where they believe in that stuff.
Right. All that damn fucking they did in the Bible has no comparison to what's going on now.
It was a lot of that what I'm trying to say. It was a lot of it back in the day, honey. They was slinging sausage all over the globe, and back in Jerusalem, in Hebrew, in German, in Greek. Baby, they was sausaging out all over the place. And then we said, oh no, we're not doing that no more. And then it just went whoop out the door. Back in the day, Pharaoh and the kings, baby, they had 4, 5 hoes. They was sliding in, sliding out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we changed the dynamics of the way it was supposed to go. It was going on that way in biblical times. We was the ones that said, oh, it's wrong. Oh, that ain't right. It's just like jeans go out of fashion. You look at apple bottom jeans. They was in fashion. Now Lotto brought them back in fashion. Same with signs of the times, baby. Ain't no difference. Ain't no difference.
I mean, I get that, but this ain't Jerusalem, and this ain't no damn Jerusalem. So we ain't seeing this. I'm sorry, I get that, but yeah, I'm still sticking to how I feel when I say I'm monogamous.
One man
monogamous.
So what if you do a threesome with your dude, and then he continuously keeps wanting to do it?
Then we're gonna have to talk about that, and we're gonna have to rethink a few things, because that all goes back to my point of why am I not enough woman for you? I mean, how am I not enough woman for you?
You know what? Let me tell you what. I had a friend that she does this, and her and her husband been doing it for a decade. Is what keeps their marriage together. She said, she don't like the deep throat. That's what she said. She don't like the deep throat. She don't like the penis going all the way down to her tonsils. Mm-hmm. And there's other women that don't mind it going down to their heart. They don't care if it go all the way in past their tonsils and down their throat.
So she okay with her man going out and getting some head from somebody else?
The only thing that she said she was never comfortable with is coming home and seeing another woman just in her house. They have to be having the understanding, because they go out and scout the woman together. Like when they go out to bars and stuff, they scout for the woman that they want to bring home that night.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. That's still cheating, in my opinion. No, I'm talking about you ain't going out and get no head from nobody.
Girl, go and let them get some head. I might not want to nobody and everything.
I don't mind. Oh, never mind. What were you saying?
I said I might not. I don't. You know. I don't. Sometimes you don't want to.
You don't
do
really
that.
like doing head and giving head and stuff like that.
Oh no. I quite enjoy it quite much.
Right.
Might be a pro. I might can do a tutorial on that.
Right.
But I ain't. You know, I'm not right here just sucking Atlanta. No.
Right.
You gotta be my guy. My guy.
Right.
My dude.
You telling the unadulterated truth, Micaiah. Yeah.
Bronson, Micaiah, and him is hand in glove today.
That's what I said. I mean, all three of us are against you.
Be against me.
All three of us are against you.
But like I said, it's a different space and time. Now, of course, if I'm with a guy and that's not his thing, that's not his thing. I'm not saying I'm out here going run around here looking for it, but I would have, if it was presented, would I be like, okay, let me think about it. Let me think about it a little bit, because I tell you, sometimes being the one is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You got to put up with all the mood swings and all of this and all of that. Sometimes you just don't want to be the one. You want to be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go take a pick. Get on her nerves today and not mine. I might want to sleep in.
I don't know. Maybe if I feel, like you said, different strokes for different folks. And then, I also think it has to do with, if, you experiencing, you've been there, done that, marriage, and you've done some things, but, and maybe, if I, if
get a little older,
if I was a little older,
get married.
I don't know, but for right now, and I know that it's a no for me.
So let me ask you a question. What's the difference with your guy coming and saying he wants a threesome and you saying, am I not enough for you?
It is a difference. It's a difference between, because a threesome, that just could be a one-time thing, and then versus a whole relationship with just a whole relationship. We bringing a third person into our relationship. Is a difference between that and having a whole relationship with 3 people. What do you mean? How you have that is different. You have y'all be y'all all three. Yes, it is different. All three. That's the difference. Being in a relationship with 3, 4 people being in a relationship versus just a one-time thing, having a threesome. That is a difference. It's just.
But the man can still have the option of saying, I like how she feel better.
And that's true.
I mean,
and that's true. But I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
Unc says she on my side. Pro Shelly, y'all. Pro Shelly.
You can be on your side. Like I said, it just, polygamy is not for everyone.
It ain't for everybody. I will say that,
Like I said, and maybe, like I said, I feel this way now. Who knows how I may feel in the future, but for right now, in this moment, that's not for me,
So you still believe there's chances of a white picket fence with just a really great guy that does all these great things, and you want the white dress with the lingerie, and you come in the house. I'm just asking the question now. That do you believe? If you do, you do. Now I ain't saying it ain't true. It can't happen. I'm not even saying.
I know. I'm not trying to have. I know. Every relationship is different. Okay. Everyone feels how they feel and everything. I think we need to stop normalizing that cheating and stuff is okay and stuff like that and stuff like that.
You can't stop these crazy ass men I have from doing it.
You can't stop it, but it's like what I said, cheating and stuff like that. That's a choice and everything. That's a choice you made. You've made a choice to deceive, to deceive your partner. And go out and make a decision and sleep with a whole nother woman. When you have
you ever cheated on somebody?
No.
You never engaged in conversation with another man?
No, I don't do that. I have a problem with me. I'm gonna be honest. I have a problem with dating multiple people at one time and stuff like that. I do. I don't date multiple people at one time. I know, people look
You
at
mean
me
like just dating people, like just dating?
no, once I find somebody and I like them, because like I said, it's I'm a tough cookie crack and everything. So once I find somebody I like and everything, I'm having a good conversation with you, it's hard for me to really,
But then that's like putting your eggs
but
in
I
one
ain't
basket.
gonna lie, but this year I have dated multiple people and stuff. I have been open to that and not, been closed off to just one person. I'm trying to step outside of the box and outside of my comfort zone. That's not something I would normally do, but I have this year been a little
Because
different.
you got to think about it. Dating is what it is. Dating is not, we don't mean dating and let's go ahead having sex with people. Dating is what it is. I am going on a date with you. We are trying to see. And until we come to a decision that what is, then we dating. We out here dating, baby.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I totally agree with that. Dating is dating. It's not us, it's not me going out and sleeping with all these men and stuff like that. And I completely agree with that. But yeah, I'm just letting you know, in the past I have thought like, hey, I'm dating this one guy and I think just okay, because I'm dating someone, I don't have to date someone else. I have thought that, but now I know, like, yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's what I'm doing, and that's hey, that's what I'm doing. Dating is dating. You're trying to get to know someone to see if they're right for you.
Now, what I get confused about is when women go on one date and then they be like, girl, I asked him where he think it was going to go. Like, are we friends? Are we dating? Are we dating together? How you going to date somebody after a week?
Exactly. I don't get that either.
I think that's the dumbest thing a woman can say to a man after going out with him 1 week. Like, girl, you don't even know his last name good. Because I have people, around me that they be in relationships, honey. I'm talking about after date number 3. They be whole relationships going on. I'm like, how in the hell did that happen, honey? Do you even know this man? Because a man comes to you and say he wants to date you exclusively, if he's been with you 7 days and he wants to date you exclusively after 7 days, there is something wrong with the picture and the picture of that man. What is he hiding that he don't want you to know real fast? Because that makes absolutely no sense at all. Like, and I mean at all.
You know what I think the problem is too when it comes to like dating? When we date, we don't be our authentic. You got to be your authentic and true self when you date and everything. People, people just be out here dating, lying to people because you want to be liked and picked so bad. Be out here just saying whatever, just because it sounds like, but then you're not being you, being who you really are.
Right. They've got the employer. See, I always say the employee comes first and then the boss comes second.
Right.
See what's wrong with us women, and I can say this, we see the red flags and we go, oh, it's not there. It's not what I thought I saw. My eyes was deceiving me. He's not an asshole. He's just an asshole sometimes. We have a way of making a situation look good that's not good for you.
Right.
And, I have been guilty of this, in my life when you can feel it. Because it's a lot of times I'll be like, something ain't right. Yeah. And if I'm saying it's something ain't right too many times, that means something's right. Really not right. Like it's something that I'm feeling that's making it weird.
Ignoring the damn red flags when you
ignoring the red flags.
Flags. Right. And that's where we go wrong with people too. Like you can't change nobody. You can't change anybody. And that's where women a lot of the time go wrong, trying to change, thinking they can change somebody's, feelings,
I can fix them. These men are not broken. Yeah, these men ain't broken. These women ain't broken. If you got to go in a relationship to me should not be heavy. I don't care if you're in one with 5 women, 1 man, 2 girls, and a boy. They should not feel like weight, like you are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulder. I should not have to be worried about where you are, what you're doing, and who you're doing it with. If my mind is thinking of any 3 of those things, you're not the guy for me.
Right.
Period. I mean, period, point blank. That's in anything, in any relationship. If I'm in an open relationship and we got 4, 5 girlfriends, I shouldn't be worried about where the one dude is. He should be with one of the other girls.
Yeah. Because you all have an understanding.
Right.
As I said, you all have an understanding about your roles in a relationship and asking each other's whereabouts and everything. That's what I'm saying. That's where communication comes into play. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Valon said you got to discern your man. You women read a man better. You women read a man better. Some women can't. A woman that has the Lord can read them right and worthy men.
Well, yeah, that's true too. The bottom line is, it ain't, the bottom line to this topic is it ain't for everybody. Everybody can't be in something. Everybody can't be in one relationship without being jealous and their head pounding against a wall. Because you have some people that just got the spirit of jealousy. Yeah, they can't help it. Anytime you get with somebody
too immature, that's where it comes to being a mature adult as well. And that's what I'm saying. And some people, a lot of people are just not mature
enough
to be in those type of situations and stuff like that. So yeah.
It could be a lot. It could be heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like relationships by itself can be heavy, but I don't think a relationship should be heavy. That's the difference, I think, now versus before. Like to me, relationships to me was a job. It was like working a 9 to 5. You come home, you got to do this. And then when you think you're laying down to relax, it's something else you got to do. Because the men don't really do much in the relationships. You very seldom have the men that won't even take care of their children. The mother will have 3-4 babies and you running after all of them while he's playing on the Xbox. Right. I think that's where if a person was in a relationship that was open and you had multiple partners, I think that would be the give. That would be the part that would be satisfying, is knowing that you don't have all this weight that you have to carry, unless you just have a stand-up kind of guy that just does his part as a man in a relationship. And that is what is very hard to find now.
Yes, absolutely.
You can't find it.
And it was funny. I was watching the whole video and everything on this, but it's funny. Like we don't, people think that, I was watching this video, is Pop the Balloon and everything. The girl, just saying that she wanted a man, a good all-around man, God-fearing, protector, leader, blah, 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 and everything. And people, some men think that's too much. Like, that's not unreasonable, everything that she asked for. She wants just wanted a mature adult male.
And everybody popped their balloon, didn't they?
Everybody damn popped their balloon.
Yeah, they was like, she wants somebody to go to church. You say God, they be like God-fearing. But you have the ones that are God-fearing that don't even know God. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You have the men that put on the facade of I'm going to church. I'm a congregational kind of guy. I do my little 1-2-1-2, and I'm straight, and then you get with the guy and he's cussing and carrying on. He's a whole different man. You got men that got 2 personalities, honey. When they talking to you, they're in the righteous spirit. And when they ain't talking to you, they're not in the righteous spirit.
That's what I'm saying.
So you get a lot of the bullshit. It's a lot of bullshit that come with a lot of people. That's why I say it's better just to be yourself. One thing no one can say about this me is that I'm fake. I am who I am. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. This mouth can be terrible. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I want to talk shit. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I want to sit still. Sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna be out here faking the flavor, baby, because it is what it is.
That's what I said. That all just brings me back to my point. Like when we dating, people don't be their authentic selves. They're trying to put on a facade
of
who they are and everything and stuff like that. And that, but like I said, what you see
is what you get. Eventually, somebody's gonna see it anyway. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Y'all always, and the men always do that. Y'all always show y'all true colors and everything.
Yeah, it's gonna pop out.
But we end up not seeing it soon enough and everything, and then end up getting in a situation. And then
let me tell you something though. When you start dating somebody. And you ain't got to watch carefully. It's gonna be one little slip up. It's always one little small one.
Yep.
And they'll say that behavior was, I didn't mean to say that like that, or I didn't mean to do this like this. I had this dude I went on a date with, true story. And he was cool, right? He wanted to kiss me really bad. Like he wanted to kiss me too bad. That was the problem. He always wanted to kiss me. And every time he'd come around, he'd be chewing gum, a whole lot of it. And he'd just be chewing the gum, right? So he took me out, went out to this nice little restaurant. I sat at the table and I watched this man we was eating, little peas that you eat, like little peas, the little green peas.
Yeah.
He took each peas and scraped it from one end of the plate to the next end of the plate and then ate the one peas. And I just remember watching that, right? Just looking at him, just watching him do that for about 55 P's that was on that plate, right? So we go outside and he's chewing this gum again. And I'm like, what the frick is he always chewing the gum like that? Like immediately when every time he came around me, he was chewing gum. But come to find out he had like a lot of bad teeth and he wanted, it was in his mouth and he didn't want me to smell the breath. And I was like, oh, I can't kiss you.
You know how me and you feel about that.
Baby, I'm gonna taste it. Trust me, I'm gonna taste it. But you can see signs of things that you already know you're not gonna want to just deal with right off the gate. You'd be like, I ain't gonna deal with no stupid shit like that. That's crazy. Like I'm not gonna do. You can't scrape.
I think that's too. Like when you dating and everything, the question needs to be asked like up front, like too. And but not a lot of people do this, but some people just try to get to know you first. But you need to ask, hey, what do you want in a partner? What do you want in a partner? And then what are you not willing to
accept and not
accept and stuff like that? And then that way, nobody's time gets wasted. You go about your way, I go about my way, respectfully and stuff like that. But people don't do that, And then, like I said, you just like someone, you physically attracted to someone and think, hey, but just because you're physically attracted to someone, it doesn't mean that
you gotta be his boo,
right person for you.
Right. It could just be a boo situation. Like I want to boo it for a minute. I want to kick it for a little while. But after about a good 2, 3, 4 months of dating, you got to have an understanding of what this is. Like at that point, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't, when you get to a certain age in your life and you get grown, we can't kick it for a very long time.
Exactly. I don't have time to wait. You got a timeline, especially when you want stuff like when you want marriage and kids and everything like this, we ain't gonna be young forever. I don't have time to waste. So, especially not now. That's why I said right now.
Yeah, it's
moment, I know you got to know what you want and everything. So
yeah, Juan said, Juan is Juan. Don't care if you don't like me, but my heart is filled with love. How you ladies doing? We're fabulous.
We're fabulous. How are you? Yes, double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. James 1:8 describes the man you talking about, Miss Shelley.
Yes, I'm telling you, there's men that are very deceiving. You have and women are too. Women can go in with a plan and they've scarred some of these men so bad because you have good men that have been scarred. And then now they think they want these lives with all these women. Knowing good and well they can't handle them. Half of them can't get one nut off good without going to bed. If you can't keep it together for all 5 of them, you're definitely not one for the program. You know what I'm saying? Don't join the program if you can't live with the program, because some people can't hold down the fort. Right. It's a difference. But I think, I think to each his own, people, you do what you feel comfortable doing. Right. And if you choose to do these things, make sure you get your STD test done before you go jumping out.
Because Atlanta ain't no joke when it comes to the STDs and the HIV, and Atlanta ain't no joke. Everybody's like, and that's another thing. Clean, and it's like what I said, clean on the outside don't mean clean on the inside. So you need to keep that in mind when you out here just slinging and sticking your sausage in everything. And same thing with the ladies and everything, sleeping with all these men and whatnot.
Yep, it's a lot. Well, I don't know about all the other states. I just know Atlanta is one of the top on the market for HIV. So if you're out here swinging monogamously in the world, you're out here just not in a monogamous relationship, and you're out here doing, you're out here having 4 or 5 people. Make sure you have 4 or 5 STD tests.
I was about to say, do what you want, just long as you getting tested and stuff like that, and taking the proper precaution and everything and stuff like that. But then it ain't even, and it's not just about STDs. It's also about you laying down and getting pregnant and stuff and having all these babies, because that's another thing. You don't supposed to have kids with everybody.
But I think in the partner relationship, like when you have multiple women and they all live in the same house, that's a conversation that they do have. Like I do know that's a conversation they have. Like who's going to carry the child? Which woman is going to be the one to bear the fruit? You know what I'm saying? Like of the man. It's like that movie that Tyler Perry show that used to come on TV called Ruthless, when it was one man and he had all the women, but he would sleep with the men and only his sperm can go in one chosen woman. but it was kind of the reverse thing. He was sleeping with the men, and they would all chant around the one woman. And if the woman disobeyed, they'd be tortured and all this jazz. And he was open to 10 men. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was no different. It definitely was no different.
And I got a question too. Well, you remember what you said, polygamous relationship. Mm-hmm. I know you're not okay with your man sleeping with another man.
Oh, hell no. I ain't say be hell no. Like, that's a whole nother different, but there are people that do that. And I'm not, if whatever people want to do with their lives and they sexual lives and, however they roll and how they move, if you feel Gucci doing it, more power to you. But if you doing something and you under the cover and you feeling all froggy when you doing it, because it's a lot of men that are heterosexual that is out here sleeping with men anyway. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that cross over to the fence and come back to the other side and be laying with you and then be thinking about Bob. It happens. Shit happens. But what's the difference with someone having a foursome and men in the bed naked and they penis is flying all over the place? Is it the same?
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, really, what's different? You know what I'm saying? Right. What's the difference? If you can go in a room with 2 women and 2 men and y'all in the same bed, y'all touching at some point.
That's what I said. Y'all having sex too with one another, or y'all touching each other and
you touching, your butt cheeks is touching.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
penis is flying all over the place. Your partner might be looking how you boning a girl. You see what I'm saying? That's what the mind opens up to different things. You see what I'm saying? You allow your mind to open up to so many things all the time that you just gravitate to things that keep coming. Because sex, but back in the day, it was just missionary. You get on your wife, you boom, 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 and you done. Then came eating, then came throat sucking, then came this. There's all these different things came with time. And it's like, oh, flip me upside down, hang me from a ceiling, move me from a chandelier, cog me with a throat. It's all these things that we see and we go, oh, I like that. That feels good. So basic, sometimes maybe the basic practice, maybe if we weren't out here all having sex and we was just virgins like we're supposed to be, like the Bible says, maybe we wouldn't have all these things and questions in our mind racing what we can and cannot do. You know what I'm saying? It would be simple. It would be simple math.
Right. Valon said, I heard them horror stories about Atlanta. It's here and everywhere in the United States, ladies. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, baby, it's a lot in Atlanta.
Atlanta is definitely
we third in the country.
Right.
The United States, we the third on the state list. That's not good.
Because people don't be taking care of their health, getting tested like they supposed to, and like I said, just moving carelessly and stuff like that. And
yes, y'all.
Yes, y'all. But we have come up on the hour for Unfiltered at 5. With Shelly Live and Leah Nicole, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode today, talking about polygamy and everything. Like I said, it ain't talked about enough. So, wanted to do something different today and everything, and we need to talk about that. But I hope you all enjoyed something. I hope you learned something and took something from the conversation.
But just to tell y'all, we have a great guest coming on tomorrow. We have an amazing guest coming on Wednesday. We're going to be throwing out these flyers. You're going to see them popping up all over the place, jumping up on people's streams. Make sure y'all go out here and follow all the pages and follow what platforms that you haven't been able to touch on. Me and Aaliyah is really happy that one of our videos of Unfiltered at 5 got 10,000 views. The other one got 5,000 views. So I think we're on the right path, going in the right direction. So that's good. So y'all keep rocking with us, keep watching all the great stuff we do.
Go out here and love on somebody, go hug on somebody, go show everyone love and kindness, y'all, and everything. And y'all stay warm. It's cold outside these doors, especially if you're in Atlanta. We have some freezing warm.
It's some cold weather going out in Atlanta right now, baby. When I tell you it's cold,
it is cold out here. It's in the 30s. And someone in Roswell said they got snow. They was snowing up there.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah,
I guess when y'all need a little cuddle, but that's when you need these.
I was about to say, that's why I said it's cuddle season, snuggle season.
5 men won't look bad when you're cold outside, y'all. Take 5 men.
All right, we love y'all. Y'all be safe. I'm Filtered at 5 with Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. Bye.
Yeah, make my hearts come out, y'all.
I'm done.
Aaliyah's heart's gonna work, y'all.
Right.
Girls, let's talk about it. Did you hear them talking about it? Oh my God, do you know this?
Oh my God, Shani Lavely Nicole. Shani Lavely Nicole on a roll. Lighting up the stream, the vibe is full. Shani Lavely Nicole, let's go. Kicking down doors, we make some noise. Grown folks talk with truth and voice. Doing it big, turning up the flow. Shani Lavely Nicole, you know. Oh yeah, Shani Lavely Nicole. Oh yeah, Shani Lavely Nicole. Everywhere. Shani Lavely Nicole. Oh yeah, grown talk vibes, the moment is here.
Thank you for tuning in.